Here we go, boys. Episode 102. Barney gives me more clips than a bloody, I don't know, a sheep. But I'm wearing my Wayne Swass badge tonight. Do you remember swashbuckling? We used to make a sign, me and Barney. That's how good mates we were back in the day. But you wouldn't know after you watched his video today, Tone. He's an absolute mongrel. When was the last time you heard the word mongrel, Tone?
Oh, it's been a while. Yep. Mongrel dogs, gun shy. Oh, what a mongrel.
Yeah. Do you rate Jay's, Tone? You've never met him, but you rate him?
Oh, he's a bit of a champ. He's a bit of a well, one thing against him, he's a bloody Cats supporter, so that sort of brings him down a rung. I think I'd pull in Razor and Taz, over the Geelong lot.
Razor, Jesus Christ! I just got a little twitch when you mentioned his name. The beautiful man himself, and of course, we welcome the greatest man, the best punter in the world on a Saturday. He just never lets us down. He doesn't go without a winner. He's 1 in 3. Let's call him Mr. 33%er. Here he is, the great man himself, the Greek maestro, the Greek freak.
Thanks.
How many more stereotypes can we throw in?
Look, I don't like being arrogant, but thank you for allowing me, to actually share my time with you. So I hope you feel privileged.
Swatter says, pucker up, Tone, because I know me and you have had some suicidal thoughts on a Saturday. Jesus.
Actually, you know how you're talking about, Swatter? There was a double-page spread in the Sunday Herald Sun last week with him.
He's a champion, absolute champion now. He's massive on the mental health. Nearly killed him again. He was playing football back in the 90s and wouldn't even get out of the car because he was ready to commit suicide. He was absolutely fucked up. And on the surface, he was this wingman. He was, he wasn't Robbie Flower-like because he was too hard.
No.
And he had that left raking foot. Barney made me the sign, swashbuckling. So, absolute favourite player. Ran into him a few times, always had a word, and now he's doing beautiful things for all the men's suicides back in Australia. So pucker up, everyone.
He also has he's had a fair portion of his bowel removed. You know that?
Yes. Yep. He's fought.
So that I don't know if he's got kids or that, but what they call that, only because I know a little bit about it, is what it's called. If it's hereditary, it's called familial polyposis.
Oh.
So now what they can do, which is good, modern medicine's come a long, long way, but you can actually get a blood test done to determine if you've got the gene.
Right.
It's not exactly ideal because if you've got the gene, then, you're going to at some point have to have that surgery, but it has come a long way. I say it for two reasons. One, because it runs in my family. So I've actually had the blood test and I don't have the gene, but you go through what they call genetic counselling beforehand. But, modern science, it's come a long, long way. Swatter's done a lot of good stuff.
Yeah.
I didn't like him as a footballer because he played for North. But I tell you what he's doing after football is far more important.
Absolutely.
To everyone.
Yes.
And he should be applauded.
Yeah, absolutely. And they reckon it was the best swap in the most successful swap in history. Swass goes to Sydney and we got Shannon Grant. And they were both, I think, multiple best and fairest winners at both clubs. So absolute stars.
But if you were considering post-football?
Shagger.
Shannon Grant?
Well, his name's Shagger for a reason, nickname Shannon Grant, Jesus Christ. But he won a Norm Smith for us against the Blue Flogs in 99, so he's a champion. Now, Tone,
we've beat Essendon in the league before.
Mate, what do we do, mate? Do we go to the shrine? Do we go to the ginger? Do we pray? Do we put what do the fucking Native Americans do, Tone? They put a bit of fucking sage in the air. What are we going to do on a Saturday, mate? How are we going to change this around?
I think we have to have a meeting with these jockeys around Australia and say, look, pull your fingers out, and golly, we've anyone think we'd killed a Chinaman? We've been hit with the ugly stick more than once. Couldn't run guts for a slow butcher. We couldn't run out of sight.
I like that. That's a beautiful little metaphor there. Couldn't run guts for a slow butcher.
Oh,
Jeez.
I've got an idea for you, boys. What we
Oh,
can do.
Don't really.
No, we
need
can.
to, that's-
No, we can. What we can do, right, is
No.
because I normally have to go through some extensive material to get the Fister, I normally narrow it down to about 3 or 4. So what I can do, before we do the show, how about I give you my second and third picks, and you're still a chance, and then you can say, "Oh, I'll go for this."
Little off cut. A little off cut.
Yeah, people won't know
A little
that
off
it's
cut.
actually Tassie's pick. They'll just think, "Oh, wow, they've struck." But
So-
behind the scenes,
Basically, we'll trim the fat.
you will be the
We're
trimmed
talking
fat.
in butcher talk.
Yes,
You'll trim the fat and we'll take it home.
yes, and share it as
So
your
what do you
own.
think about that? I don't mind that.
Just like a little what do you call it?
A little chiseler, a little taster.
Like a little Jack Russell Terrier is just waiting there when the old farmer's gutting a couple of rabbits and he's waiting for a bit of a taster.
Little tap on the ankle there from Taz.
Yeah.
Little ankle tap.
Taz is going to throw us a couple of tasters and we can all be winners.
Couple of morsels.
Or we can call it what it really is, boys, and that is slops.
Oh.
Yeah, well.
You can just have my slops, boys.
Tone had a win last week. Rose Hill was abandoned after. It was quite funny because Tone was out in the garden doing what he's got to do, and he was like, "Marty, what's going on?" Because Tone's on the radio, he doesn't really know what's going on. It was fucking pissing down Tone. You couldn't see the track. Oh, they're weak as piss, these jockeys these days. I'm like, fucking hell, like.
It's only a quagmire. It would have been all right that I played rugby out there,
Oh, mate.
Jeez, the New Zealanders, it would have been a sunny day,
So Times tip was abandoned, which was a win, I suppose, because it was packed into about 370. So,
yeah.
Can I defend Tone now, Pezza?
No, never.
Please, I need
Never.
to, because
Never.
for all the bagging that Tone does of jockeys,
Yeah.
when we had all those incidents with the jockeys falling over, what was Tone thinking? At least Tone was, geez, they do it tough. He actually showed to us his true sensitive side.
He's got a big heart, the old man, I tell you that.
He does.
What's that? Leah Kilner dropped off at Heathcote Horse during the week at Grafton. And
Yeah.
she looked in real bad shape, but obviously they're a bit positive now about her. And Tone was the first one to say it's probably the most dangerous job in the world. And they're bloody brave. And I wouldn't be able to do it. And blah, blah, blah. And here's the bloke every week that calls them oxygen bandits. And
Now, for all you family, for the whole family out there,
the familiar.
Tone hates a jockey, but he also cares for them.
That's right. Well, Cancerous Craig's been in the Ukraine for a month, Tone.
Has he?
Yeah, he's
They
been on
locked him
a.
up.
No, he's over there and giving out bloody parcels of food and first aid kits, and he's given up a month of his life, taking the whole family over there, and he's done goodwill.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good on you,
He's
Craig.
after the karma. He's after the karma.
So he's come back. He's got a couple of good rides
That's
this
good of
week
him, though.
too, old Willow. So good luck, Craig. I hope you earn a bit of coin to pay for your trip over to Ukraine. Well done, brother. That's awesome.
Good to help people out.
Freedom Avenue, no good. Absolutely ordinary. Jumped it around 20 skins. Absolutely, 4 or 5 wide from little the oxygen band on top of her Alana or whatever her name is. Gave her a shocking ride, but no, it didn't have anything so good. But the Greek Freak, Canberra Willer, how good.
How good, how easy, how it was just perfect. But as much as I'm going to give Willer the credit, I think the credit still needs to go to the trainer, because that horse, he just continues to put it in races where he gets a paycheck.
Yeah.
And prepared to travel, and he did it again. Scratched from Melbourne over there, top weight. There was a favourite. He just stacked them up.
As you said,
effort.
he's a bit of a Malcolm Douglas type horse. He goes everywhere. Now,
Yeah,
Tone, I use Malcolm Douglas because Tone wouldn't remember Steve Irwin or any of these sort of young blokes that used to get around a bit, Tone. Malcolm Douglas, you'd remember Malcolm?
No.
Malcolm
Doesn't ring
Douglas.
bell.
Oh, the Leyland brothers, of course. You
Oh yeah, Steve Irwin. Yeah, the what's the name got done by the Mantra thing. Yeah, and
yeah.
the Leyland brothers. Yeah.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
you don't remember Malcolm Douglas?
No.
Should I sing him the tune? Travel all over the countryside.
Oh,
The Leyland.
No, Malcolm
Big
Douglas
rock
was
song.
he's the king of the Catherine Tone. He was, he was a white bloke that lived like the indigenous folk. He was awesome. He used to go up the Catherine and catch barra and show us all the ways. And hang on, young kids, Google Malcolm Douglas. You won't be disappointed. He was
Bit like Harry Butler.
that's right. He was better than Albie Mangles anyway, mate. There was no setups with Albie. Back to his best. Canberra Will, I thought he gave it a Linda Meach. It was Tim Clark.
Yeah,
It was beautiful hands, and then gave nothing else a chance with 300 to go, zooted away. And of course, Barney, not a second for Chikama, unlike Barney, who's not honest.
Jacama. Yeah, there you go.
We might mention the quaddie tone, 2 out of 4 legs. Taz and Barney get it done, and me and you, bit stiff.
But mate, boys, options. Remember the options got the quaddie.
You traded. They used to shoot people in the First World War for bloody treason.
Yeah, I thought we were the 4 musketeers, one for all and all for one.
We are, but I'm also looking after our. I'm also looking after our. I don't know, povs, because we've never got one. I just told them all you've got to do is take the other ones that Tone and Pez are, because the fields were small and you both just had pretty much half the field, and just back Barney and me. And of course, Barney, I mean, he went 4, he could have gone 1.
Yeah.
Yeah. Look, it didn't pay much, but smart people like Rach, for example, she listens to our tips and she backs the other ones.
Well, the show is called Put a Line Through It.
Yeah, that's right. Just like
that
our horse, just like our horse, put a line through it.
The other
How good
night.
did it go?
Oh, mate, that ran like me and Tone.
Put a line through it.
Put a line through it, all right.
Last, I think.
Yeah, but that was all right. It only cost me probably. Oh, it doesn't matter. Anyway, mate, you've gone the king, then a prince. Now you're a Von. Race 3, number 6, Hamlet Von Snitzel. What a name.
That's it. Because when you're royalty, okay, you need to find it. Now, I would normally be wearing the crown, but look, I've done a little bit of homework on the good old Snitzel Von.
Oh, have you?
And to be honest, I'm going to start with look at the trainer.
Yeah.
Okay, and with Heathcote, I think he's due for a little bit of change of luck. Loy's been riding super, and I love it. This horse has got a good track record there. It's actually been there 5 times. It's been, what is it? I think it's won and placed 3 times.
Pretty good.
That's actually at the distance. If you go back a couple of starts, it was in a listed race behind that Alphaleric, I think it is. Now, if it runs up to that race, placed in a listed race, I think it wins this. I know there's another one in this race that's a little bit shorter, but I think that the track conditions, I know it's going to be a heavy, this thing, I don't think it's going to have a problem with it. I don't know. It just it tells me that it should jump well, good barrier, be either leading or just sort of on the pace and wins.
And you've had a couple of schnitzels the last 2 nights for dinner.
And I didn't want to say that, but you're right. I have. The last 2 nights, I've gone to the Sandringham Hotel yesterday for my mother's 74th birthday.
And tonight, happy birthday, darling.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Sula.
It was a great one.
Sula.
Sula, yep. So that was lovely.
What did Mum have
today
for
we
you?
had today we had some friends down, some people that are young lass who I used to live with up in Cairns. She came down for her grandmother's 100th birthday and brought her kids and brother and stuff. So unfortunately, her husband didn't come down, but we went to the Village Bell in St Kilda. And yes, I did have another schnitzel.
Oh, yeah.
So chicken schnitzels both nights, just to compare.
Couple of palmies.
Mate.
What did Mum have to? Didn't you buy her a feed, you bloody tight prick?
No, he squeaks when he walks. He should have bloody bought her.
What did Mum have to eat
Me?
last
A
night?
few drinks.
Mum had the barramundi actually.
Oh, the Barra.
Ooh.
There we go.
So
Melbourne
Mum had the
Douglas. There
barramundi.
we go. Tone.
Yeah.
Hamlet von Sitzel. I just wanted to win just so that the caller gives you a bit of silk there, isn't it? What a great name to call. Hamlet von Sitzel.
Did you want to? Oh, bloody hell!
Well, Tone, that's your favourite movie, isn't it? Weren't you, you took your first date to fucking see The Sound of Music or something? Weren't they the Von Trapps or something, Tone?
Oh, I've no idea. That's way before my time.
Oh, the hills come alive, Tone.
Young bloke. I'm not that fucking old. Jeez,
The
that's a
hills
long
come
time
alive with the
ago.
sound of Tony and Launceston. Here we go.
Good God,
Good
Julie
God.
Andrews, for Christ's sake.
Oh,
you
there you see, you know boats.
know? God,
Tone,
jeez.
you weren't into those. You were probably around the time when Vincent Price was around. His
Oh,
movie.
yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Well, I didn't mind Vincent Price, and I liked the Nazis. I didn't want the bloody sound
Oh,
of music.
I
I want to see something with the Nazis in there, or Vincent going down there with those big teeth, getting in there.
Oh,
The real stuff, Vincent Price, what a
Oh.
champion, legend.
I tell you what, if you're in the, you would have been in the black jackets. You would have been, Tone. You would have been fucking. You would have had those couple of letters on your arm, and you'd be pilfering. You'd be one of the scariest motherfuckers you'd ever meet. I reckon if you gave.
I could just
Anyway, we better get off that topic. Saturday, the quaddies at Caulfield. It's a thing of beauty because we get away from Flemington. We get away from everything. We're a chance of the quaddie. Are we ever going to win, Tone? I don't know. Another one. Come on, DJ Callum.
Another one.
Now, of course, who can forget the man who rides a flamingo? No one's better than Luke Mullen. He shared a chicken palmy actually on the old Book of Face, fair dinkum. It was one of the worst things I've ever seen. I'd leave WA because of it. And then, of course, we had the great man himself, Hando. Who can't forget Hando? Taz loved him. Tone loves him.
Louis the Fly.
Louis the Fly. And then, of course, everybody's favourite,
The captain
the captain.
went down with his. The beauty
WJ
of this
Smith.
captain is he went down with his ship.
And, the captain, obviously, a million times a better bloke than Barney will ever be. But then, of course, we got the great man himself sitting next to the great man and me, and we still can't find that girl. She is in a pit somewhere rubbing lotion onto the skin. So
I
here
saw
he
a
is. the
movie
great
like
man.
that. It was called Anaconda. Yeah, there he is.
Wow. Oh, Jace has just swallowed her.
Yeah.
Do we actually know who she is? Does
Yes.
anyone know who she is?
Yes, she's a little American girl, Marissa.
Okay. I thought she might have been a girl from Geelong.
Oh, no.
Okay. I wasn't sure.
Anyway, race 6, Pez has taken us away this week, so we got no fucking chance. Hardest race in the world, Tone. Doesn't matter. No way ever. I'm on the Matty Cartwright bus at the moment. He's riding like a fucking stud. Mar and Eustace, of course, you got to throw them in. And Tone, have a look at its form. 1-4, 1-4. Has to be a 1.
Gotta be.
But honestly, it's drone shit, but it's going to run, and Matty Cartwright's going to give it a good steer. Pretty keen on the Billy Egan for Darren Bowen or David Bowen. I don't know his name, but he's a fucking good trainer, Tone. Billy Egan's riding the house down at the moment, and not just for Paddy Payne. He's actually branched out a little bit the last few weeks, Tone. So I really like Odrus Hahn. And then I've got the two faves in Mrs. Chrissy, Jared Fry in the saddle. 1 start for 1 win. It's the progressive horse, obviously. And, of course, the Moody, 2 starts for 2 wins in Sigh. And I've been sighing a lot recently, Tone, so I thought, why not? Tone, you've got one that's 1, 4, 6 and 9.
Adelaide Ace. There we go. With a little, what's her name? Alana Kelly, isn't it? She's on top there, claiming a couple of kilos.
Yes.
Yes. Sigh of, how do you say that?
Usuri.
Usuri.
Wow, son of the Sari. So
Big price. Big price. Way out in the car park. Will Price, he'll be honest you'd think on it, and give it a crack. No Name Lane, its form's pretty good, hasn't it? It's one of its last two. You've got the little spunk rat on there, little Michi, and she's peachy. And then got to throw in the favourite, Lyrical Lad. One last start, Jamie Motta.
Geez, if you get this leg in, Tone, you're going to have a bit of value, big boy.
Yes, it's a horrible race. I don't really like it, to be honest, but
Tell
yeah.
you what, do you know what I've noticed? Pez has gone in the first leg to 7, which was Sai.
Yep.
It won in South Australia first up, and it won running right over the top of them. It was off the scene for about 200 days.
Yep.
Tony in the second leg, okay, he's thrown in Son of Asari, who is renowned for running over in South Australia, and No Name Lane, who's won its last 2, be it both in South Australia. So at this point in time,
Adelaide, the Lady Adelaide, of course, obviously got a South Australian connection there. So yeah, Tone's all over it. And Turbo, of course, who runs in Adelaide. You've left it out, big boy.
My God. And what a run it was.
Didn't you see the last start run, Tone? It just missed.
But yeah, yes, you're right. It was a really big run, but you can't put them all in. We're down to 4.
You're right. You're right.
You are right.
Poison anything. I put Turbo in.
Right. You're right. You're right, big boy. You can't put them all in.
No. And Trev liked, I think, Somerset Morn last start as well. Trev Stratton, it's on the page and stuff. So it's going to be very interesting. Yeah. But I tell you what, you've got a really, really tough leg, Tone. It's a tough leg.
Yep. It's a horrible race.
Yeah, there's a lot of horses that are not in form, but they should be better than what they're running around at. There's a lot of invaders, as you said, from South Australia. And you've got a couple that are first and second up. So who knows?
Yeah, it is a tough race.
Well, who's this bloke in a suit?
Oh.
What's going on here?
Hey, Poultry Boys.
Can you hear that? Not really.
No, turn it up a bit.
Here we go. All right.
Is that his work outfit, by the way?
Yes. He's the shift manager, the Reef Hotel Casino. So if anyone wants to go in there and punch him in the head, there you go.
But first, before you do that, ask for a drinks voucher.
Yes.
Then punch him in the head.
There we go.
G'day, Poultry Boys. Pezza, Tone, and the champion.
Oh, Pezza, what are you doing? You got to share the fucking screen. Jesus Christ.
Did you hear that, though? He said Pezza, Tone, and the champ.
G'day, Poultry Boys. Pezza, Tone, and the champion Castuli. And all the loyal members out there that are following these peanuts. Sorry, I'm stuck at work, so I've done my perusal to go to another winner.
Just say that Barney's not the best of, he's not a really good orator. He actually uses peanut twice. Coming soon, Tone. I thought you'd give you the warning.
Hey, listen, he's not lying. Let the man speak.
My leg. I've got the third leg again, so sure Pez would have screwed us up by then. I've got a fairly decent leg here. Don't mind a couple of the horses in this. Started with the 4, Oxley Road. Good horse. It won the Corporate Sprint Cup Day last year. Placing both to the Rubiton. Just wanted to jump out and slick time. So I think that's going to be the favourite, about 3 skins, and that'll be a number 1 priority, I reckon. Ashford Street, number 5. Has been great. It looks well up to winning the Monash. It's Wait for a scale. It's a new challenge for him, but don't count it out. I've got that one second. Third, Maliva, number 8. Flies fresh. Won first up last start. And I think that's going to be up and about as well. So we'll see. And then I'm going for a bit of a roughie, the toppy, Asa, number 1. Has the winning ability, but produces it as often as North Melbourne wins. So
on you, mate.
So hopefully we get the quality up this week. Happy punting with that. All right, and I've picked out something at Doomben Race 1. It's number 5, Dragon Miss. Handles all goings. Doesn't matter what the track's going to be like. Tough winner first up at Ipswich. Had a solid 5th last start. We swapped the jockey, put the great Jimmy Byrne on it. takes over the ride. It's about 6-1. So hopefully we get it up. And hopefully all the boys, apart from Tasoli that seems to carry the other two, that we can get a winner up. All right.
On your Barney. Now,
Yeah.
now I was going to ask, fellas, I know you've probably heard this before, but did you hear when he said champ? And did you also hear that he says, I carry you, bloke? So have you guys got a, do you know anyone who can fix my shoulders? Because it is getting a bit heavy.
Oh, dear.
I thought that the best part of that, I thought, Tone, was when he said, Pezza wins as often as North Melbourne. I think that's incorrect because North Melbourne have won a game this year, haven't they, Pezza? he stuck it into you, Pez.
Lost for words.
He stuck it into you.
Yeah.
He was good. Are you all right? Have you fallen off your chair or something? Or
No. It just reminds me of that joke, about how much you hate Geelong supporters. It's a really bad joke. It's a really bad joke. I shouldn't say it, but I will. But no, I shouldn't say it. It's like the kid that has cerebral palsy and Down syndrome and he's autistic and got Asperger's and he's lost an arm and a leg and a limb and of course he's blind and deaf and he can't talk. Have a guess what he got for Christmas?
Go on.
Cancer. No, but that's about the Geelong supporter. The Geelong supporter who's deaf, autistic, blah, 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 blah.
Yeah.
He's got all of these things. What did he get for that shows my hatred, not of those diseases, but of Geelong supporters, and Barney's king of that. So
I just think that, look, the guy's only human.
Yep.
And the reality is that you can't have him up for defamation because everything he has said at this point in time is correct.
Well, I think he's stealing a bit of IP, a bit of intellectual property, actually. But anyway, Dragon Miss, good luck to me, Burn. I like it. It's not a bad tip. Good on you, Jace. Barney's got 1, 4, 5 and 8. Obviously, I'm going to have a couple of bucks each way on William Thomas. Wasn't a bad run last start, around the same price. You never know, on a good track, you might pick up and run a bit of a place for us. But I'm sort of all over the Maliva horse here, Tone. First up, bang.
Oxley,
yeah. It should win. Daylight second, really.
And then Tassie's got 10, 15, 17 and 20. We're not sure if they're all going to run. I can't believe you got Polanco in over Tavernance. It's just a tragedy.
Look, I have, and because you've started down the bottom, I will. But Polanco, this preparation, he's come up, he's run some good races, and I tell you what, if he wasn't held up at a crucial stage last start, he probably goes really close. So for that reason alone, based on some horses maturing, and the penny dropping at the right time, that's why he's gone in. Hey?
It's a non-winner.
Look, it is a non-winner, but you know what? Every non-winner has its day, and maybe it's due. And I've actually got it here as well. Because
Tone, you remember Polanco, the Shea Eden horse and the Richmond Silks? Looms up to win, and then it dies on its run with 150 to go.
Well, it's got Naughty Nugent on it, and he always stuffs us in the quaddie, so, it might be his day.
There's a lot of ghosts in this race, actually.
There is.
Designer Chef, there he is, 14 skins. Williams is on it, can't win.
Well, I haven't put it in, but then I'm going to work my way up. I've got the 17 Mr. Exclusive, so I'm prepared to forgive its last start.
Yeah, I don't mind Matty Brown. Yeah.
And it is also a non-winner. I think it's only won 3 from 30 or something.
Tatum Ball claiming 3 on the minimum. Let's go.
Yeah, and really, with it on its best form, it can win. We go up to the number 15. I mean, this is the way that it won last start. First run in Australia was huge.
Yes.
He's our Benoval. So really, just based on that, you would think
it was a
second
soft
up,
win.
unless it's got second up blues. Geez, it was very soft. You've got to throw it in, full stop. And
what's the name?
And the other
Froggy dropped the hands on it with 150 to go, and that's why Turbo looked extra special. Because he just put the bat and ball away with 100 to go.
Yep. And the other one I've got and the other one I've gone is the 10. So Pro Consent. If you look at its form, it's got some good form behind Tuvalu, and it's a ex-Western Australian, so I'm sure you'd know a little bit about it when it was over in WA there, Pezza.
Yeah.
I think that it's come over here and it's probably found a suitable race.
Yes. And of course it'll appreciate the good 4, which I think they're going to be running around this Saturday on at Caulfield Tone. A good 4. Can you believe that in the middle of winter?
Wow. There's a couple of dogs with fleas in there as well. You Curran, which couldn't beat me, and Edison, which is the power's always off with that thing.
I'm a bit surprised about Tabby Dance because I thought it was a pretty good run last start up north. And I don't know. And I was a bit surprised you didn't have the Blue Battler.
No, I didn't. And I didn't really, I mean, I looked at it and its form in Sydney, because I think its last start was there. I thought about it. The one that I couldn't really fit in, which I wanted to consider, was a horse that used to be in Melbourne that went to Western Australia that's come back.
Right.
Bam's on Fire. That's the one that I was contemplating throwing in. But look, it's a tough race.
It's a tough race, mate. Like
it's super tough. If there's a few scratchings, I'm sure that one of those ones that we've just mentioned now will probably go in.
Well, Willow from Barrier 1, old Marky Webb, you know, old Designer Chief doesn't use it. He doesn't run a bad race sort of ever. So, it's a tough race. It's a tough race. Mystery Shot.
I mean, there's even your Z horse, Pezza.
Yeah.
The Z horse. You know, that was one you put in your quaddy, last week, 2 weeks ago, whatever it was, when you didn't get it.
Old man's little tip.
Yeah.
But anyway, 25.60 for 10%. Now, Tyrone, here we go, mate. The analytics is to point all towards you. All went to the Titanium tip, but now it's all on Taz. But anyway, mate, what do we got for us? Now, I'll be very surprised if you're going to Sydney, because last week it was abandoned on a heavy 10. Surely you wouldn't be tipping in Sydney again, Tony.
Oh!
He's not, is he?
There we go. How can this possibly not win or go close? It's an omen bet from heaven. Right. Omen bet from heaven. Got a decent jockey on.
Yeah, Collett's riding really well. Huge.
If it gets a run, of course. That's if they don't, the quagmire is if it doesn't, there's not deluge of rain. Coming out of my favourite barrier, out of barrier 10, Cummings trained. 2 good placings first up this prep, a second and a third, both at Randwick. It's got to be a chance. It is a tough race, but I'm really keen on this one. I just hope the jockey doesn't pull it up if it gets a run and actually tries to get first past the post.
The Blue Battlers, I think this is your first tip for the Godolphin
I think it is. Yes, I don't normally go with the big swinging decks, but this time we'll give them a go.
Very, 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 very interesting here, because something like, how I'm into my numbers. I'm also into my letters. JC, jockey, trainer, JC.
Oh,
like it.
There we go.
I think Jason Collett's got probably the best strike rate for a Metrop jock for the last fortnight, which I always sort of like the stats and figures on jocks and trainers and whatever. And I can't remember Jay Collett riding for the Blue Battlers. Like,
no.
He usually has Huey. He'll throw on Rachel King, of course. He'll usually go to that sort of way, but Jay Collett's riding like a man possessed at the moment, Tone. He rode the last winner tonight, I think, at around 3 skins. So good on him. Tall feet, an old ghost. The old Australian bloodstock. Fucking hate those silks, but I sort of like the horses. But cutters are where I like it, Tone. Well done, mate. Perfect.
Let's hope. Right. Days away.
Now, do you remember last week, Tone, Taz, I gave a jockey a bit of a clip?
You did.
Yes.
Do you remember who it was? Let Tone say it, because he probably doesn't remember.
It starts with J. First name's J. First name's J, isn't it?
Talking about ancient history, you fucking spastic.
What, a week ago?
He's your horse, not mine.
He used the expert as well.
Which monkey was on it. You tipped it. So,
No, I gave a jockey a clip.
And asked me who was on it. It's not
No.
my responsibility.
I gave a clip to a jockey last week's show, mate. And I said he's an absolute joke and he's a dog and you can never catch him and blah, blah, blah. He's actually leading the premiership in the Victorian Premiership at the moment, Tone.
He's also won a Melbourne Cup.
Yes. Don't remember.
Jay
McNeil,
Oh,
isn't it?
Joy McNeil, yeah. Anyway, Tone, I found one, mate. Race 4, number 6, Eagle Mont, around 6 skins. Mar Eustace have got 3 in the race, and obviously Joy's on the second favourite. So that always smells a bit to me, big boy, when a couple of others are on a shorter price. Harry Coffey's on the favourite at 3 skins.
Got the right colours, big
Well,
boy.
he's got
Yellow
the
and black.
He's got the
Yeah,
Simon.
Lord.
No, it's the Simon O'Donnell bloody group.
has a, I don't good. That's a really interesting race because isn't there there's an overseas the other Mar Eustace horse is that overseas one,
Yeah,
isn't it? The
that's
one
right.
first up,
Yeah,
and there's another one there that's called Maximus Prince.
yeah. Harry Coffey's
As
on the
well.
favourite. I think that's the Prince.
Yeah, that's not Insular, I think it's called, isn't it?
Oh, I don't know which one.
I don't know what
I
it's
haven't
called,
got it in
but
front of me,
it's
mate.
the other one. Yeah, but geez, I tell you what, you've gone into a tough race. That's why you're getting the $6.
Yeah, that's right. This raced up in Sydney, and it was a really good run. Absolutely going. It didn't run. It handles all ground, Tone. But I think on a good track, I think Jai is going to give it a good sit. And obviously, he's on this for a reason because Mar Eustace use him as their number one. So I can understand why he's on this one, Tone. If you know what I mean.
But it could be the go. Could be the go by the sound of it.
You never
Something
know.
doesn't
Vic.
sound
You
quite
never
right.
know. Yeah, I don't have a form board in front of me. It says I forget but Harry Coffey's riding for Mar Eustace on the far.
Yeah, he is, and it's the one that's come from overseas, and it's had its first start here, and it just won
Right.
really soft and easy.
Yes.
And then I know that the only reason I say this is because I looked at Maximus Prince. I've got it written down here. It's race 4 at 7-1. So it was one of the ones that I looked at. You know how. See,
is this one of the ones you're going to palm off to me in time?
well, I've got 3 of them here for slops. So it was one of them.
No,
The other one was in race 3.
Maximus
and the other one was in
Prime,
race 2.
Thomas Stockdale for Archie Alexander.
Yeah.
Eaglemont's Mar Eustace at around 6 skins. And Harry Coffey's riding the favourite, Impulsor.
Impulsor, there you go. I knew it was something like that.
Yeah. And that, you're right. So, that one first up at Soundine Hillside over the 1800. And it's been racing in the Curragh and Dundalk. Here we go. We're back. Sorry about that. We got a bit messed up with the time. But, tough race 4 Caulfield. But get on old Eaglemont. We're a chance. And hopefully Johnny does the right thing. So I'll be singing his praises next week, Tone.
Yes. He owes you a few, doesn't he?
Yeah, he's a hard man to catch, but not for others. A lot of people find him, Tone, because he rides well.
He is good. He is a good jockey. Just
doesn't win on the ones I'm on. But anyway, Eaglemont, there we go. Let's hope he gets over the line. Barrier 1 over the 2,000. Can't go wrong. Hopefully we beat off old Maximus Prince and Eagle Impulsive for the trifecta. So we've got about 5s and the 6s, around 140 skins. We'll get back to we all line up. And then, of course, if you throw in Barney's for the Yankee, nice, we'll get about 700 plus we'll get over $1,000 for our $11 outlay. Let's go.
Pezza, you know how you're saying that Jai rides well?
Well, he does.
You did a little bit of riding today on the way home.
Oh,
Is there a little story that you want to share with us there? How were you nearly carrying the scooter home, or what happened? You want to share that with the?
Well, I'm a million kilos, a million kegs, and I'm riding a 50cc scooter over here, risking life and limb, and it's finally given up the ghost. The suspension's gone, so the ignition coil drops out as soon as you go over a bump. And seriously, I didn't think I was going to make it tonight, but I got home He risked life and limb for Team Pulte.
Could you imagine him?
Oh.
So what we've had, and I know Tone's laughing, but I'm going to take the piss out of both of you boys. So we had poor old Tone a couple of weeks falling down the stairs, and now we had poor old Pezza doing the fucking Barney rubble or whatever, trying to get home.
Nursing the little 50cc jog home, little Honda jog. Jesus Christ.
Every time it stopped, you would have shit yourself, wouldn't you?
I'm like, that's it. I've got to walk now. It's hotter than Tone's armpit at the moment. It's bloody warm. Jesus Christ. 90% humidity today. 90%.
Horrible. I think
Tone, were you ready for?
It's drifting closer and closer to Cairns. I do.
Yeah.
Tone, were you ready for the phone call? Come and get me.
Phone call.
Yeah, from Pezza when he with the scooter if you missed stuff.
I've got no car, no transport, only me bloody Shanks's pony, mate. Only Shanks's pony.
Shanks's pony. Google that, kids.
Now another
Shanks's
thing.
pony.
Now over in Japan,
that's right. I know what it is, mate. I'm telling the young kids to Google what it is.
I'm telling Taz because I think Taz got a little bit lost in the Greek translation there.
Oh, right.
Is it anything special in Japan at the moment?
Yes, it is. Tanabata, which is basically towing the Romeo and Juliet of the stars today. The 7/7, July 7th. So everybody writes a wish on a bit of little paper and they tie it onto a piece of bamboo tree and your wish will come true. So I did it at my college today. I wrote up Caulfield Quaddy and I put the date. One Japanese guy, kodi wa. You know, I'm like, oh, it's all right, mate, don't worry. But if you got any spare coin, I'll give you a couple of numbers.
Did you tie anything up, Tone, yourself?
I tried to, but she was working. She was a lovely stick, and I thought, now that's a nice tree. I'd like to tie my little bit of paper onto, but you know, she kept on moving around, so I didn't get to put my piece of paper up.
Now, you know, when you said that, I kid you not, but when I said, "Did you tie anything up?" and you said, "I tried to, but she was working," I honestly thought you were talking about your wife. I was thinking, where's he going with this?
Well, she is tied up, but she's in the cupboard where Barney keeps all his victims. Taz, you got a wish, mate?
I do have a wish, and mine is for love, for peace, for happiness, and a quaddy at the same time.
And Hamlet von Sitzel.
Oh yeah, look, that's not a wish.
Oh, that's not a wish.
That's that's a done thing.
It's a lay down was there.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah. Well, it's a bit weird this week. I've gone John McNeil, Tone's on the Blue Battlers, and you're on the Snitzel. So I reckon we might be a weird chance to line up.
We might be able to get Barney a new pair of shoes, even from Kmart or something like that. Yeah. We'll get him a new pair or something.
Oh, don't mention the war. On Pez's Pickers on Wednesday, Tone, I've had a $4 placer into a $5 placer into a winner. Barney's looking at 108 skins of Nana Dolce, runs a place in the last at Murray Bridge. And
that was a terrible run.
It was a terrible run. So, yeah, Barney gave me a couple of little pump-up messages. Don't worry about it, Pez. You'll get it next time. Geez, you're a good bloke. Thanks for those tips today, Pez. They were great. You know, no, it was you suck.
He you know, he's got those like on speed text. It's already typed out and he just goes boom, send again.
Yeah. But
boom, send again.
It's funny, isn't it? You know, like he's my best mate since I've been 4 years old. Can you kick him out of your own group? You know what I mean? Like he's the biggest troll in here. So
you know deep down that you love him and you love it when he gives you stick because it gives you every opportunity to return serve. Yeah,
absolutely. And talking about return serve, get on Nick Kyrgios, Tassie's cousin. Fucking awesome, mate. Into a semi-final. Nadal's, he's hampered, Tone, hampered. And how's your tennis bet going, Tone?
He's in more trouble than the early settlers. But like I threw everybody out a winner there last week at 12-1. And she's a big chance. Ons Javert. is
She's
about to
still in
go
it?
into the final.
She's still in
She
it.
could be in the. Yeah, she's still in there. Her and this other one that's pretty short. It'll be a really close final, I think, if they both get in there. But yeah, like 12-1. Then she was 4s, 3s, 250. I think she should go through. She's $1.12 to beat this other third
All
tonight,
right.
and the other
All right.
one is pretty short as well, like $1.20 or something. So should
All
be a
right.
really good final.
Yeah, Kyrgios, go. Puts bums on seats and makes people watch tennis.
But that's the thing. He said it, didn't he, to the reporter. Now, whether you love him or you hate him or whatever, at the end of the day, he is getting bums on seats. He is getting ratings. I don't know. I don't. I enjoy watching him. Do I buy into all the other stuff? I mean,
Yeah.
I don't know.
He hasn't
watch him
gone
for
off
10.
the last 2 games.
Yeah.
He hasn't had a tantrum.
No, but he's got that other. He's got the other thing hanging over his head now as
Oh,
well.
yeah,
But then it was pretty disgusting what those reporters did over there. One of his ex-girlfriends or whatever, she just finished the game. I don't know if she won or lost. I think she just won it. And rather than talking tennis to her, they were asking about her relationship with Nick.
yeah.
And really, what does that tell you? It tells you that with Nick, they're always looking for publicity. Because if it was about tennis, they should have just talked to her about her win.
Yeah.
And that's it. So right, wrong, I don't know.
Yeah, mate, I'm
That's
cheering for him. Good on him.
That's what they do.
Yeah. The first Aussie into a semi-final since Leighton Hewitt, Tone. So it's been a while.
Yeah, I was trying to think of his name the other day.
At Wimbledon.
Yeah.
At Wimbledon. It's been a while. So it's bloody
Jeez.
awesome.
Crazy.
All right, boys. All the best. Good luck on Saturday. I hope we all line up. Put a line through them like Rach does. She knows boats. And, of course, we send a big kiss and a hug out to our favourite here at Pulte and Ruby Rose. So good.
Yeah,
Before we go, this one goes out to Lee, so to Hazy.
Hazy,
if the boys, as in Pezza and Tone, connect this week, I'll get a haircut.
there you go. Oh, pressure's on. Joy McNeil.
Jai McNeil. Oh.
All right, I'll get a haircut. You both
Okay.
got to connect that.
All right, boys. Take it easy.
All right.
Thanks.
Good one.
See you,
Bye.
Captain. Bye.
Bye-bye.